saw Jacob Baugh top 8 the Standard Open with green-black Devotion. Very similar to this kind of deck. And the black splash was for Farika, which is good against Supreme Verdict. Creatures die, well, we've got ammo. He had Thoughtseize, good against this type of strategy. Take away the Supreme Verdict. And Golgari Charm, which regenerate from Supreme Verdict. So maybe that's why he made the black splash.
Although I still feel in that world, you're still not favored against control decks.
It still seems difficult.
Yeah.
But as far as, the color that you can go to make yourself better, you have to imagine it's black, and you have to imagine it's those cards.
Yeah, I actually like the way that Joshua has constructed his deck better. Just say, listen, if I run into Revelation decks and they have a good draw, I'm just probably going to lose the game. But your game against other creature decks is so much better with these cards.
Sure. Aetherling's going to come into the red zone here against Nixon. Davis is going to figure out how many times should you pump it, because he has to worry about the pool of Kratos that's on the board going monstrous, of course.
And in fairness, Prime Speaker gives you some hope of beating a control deck. I mean, the matchup's still going to be bad, but you have some hope at least.
So now it's time to manage Aetherling, and how do you go about doing it?
Also, Joshua has copies of Aetherling of his own in his sideboard, too. So he has a different angle of attack here that, I mean, if they tap out for Supreme Verdict, assuming that you can't do anything too dangerous the following turn, and you have Aetherling with mana up, that's quite good as well.
Enough blue sources in the deck to make it work. He's got 4 islands, 4 Temple of Mystery, and 4 breeding pools.
Yeah. I mean, look at his board right now. He's got more than enough blue sources to support an Aetherling.
It's currently sitting at a 6-3 as the Aetherling. Unblockable than 2 activations. So it looks like we're going to get a little bit of noise here from Pulachronos.
And Jim's got Joshua down to 8 here. So the big thing is he can kill in 1 Aetherling hit. It's just an issue of not doing anything sloppy with his mana, forcing Joshua to pull the trigger on the Pulachronos fight and then winning the following turn.
Yep, that's pretty much it. And the way that Jim's doing this, he's kind of balancing, because again, he knows he can't move all in.
Yeah.
Because there would just be a fight there and he had to blink it out. So I think, he's kind of bobbing and weaving and stuff like that. But how to go about doing this, if he hits him for 6 and puts him to 2, then those Mutavaults become lethal on their own.
Yeah.
So I think that might be the important play here.
And he can still make Aetherling unblockable and pump backwards the following turn and try to kill him with a 2/7 or whatever it is.
Yeah. Holophon going to come into play tapped. I think we might see Aetherling blink out. We will. Jim have a spell to cast? Nope, just Aetherling going to come on back to protect Davis and his 5-0 record here with this blue-white control deck. Again, we're going to be trying to sit down with him in the sideboard. The problem here, you see the time on the clock, 4 minutes and rolling, is that Jim's matches take a while.
Oh, yeah.
They are not short. So getting the opportunity to sit down with him in the sideboard, and a lot of people have been asking at home on Twitter, what exactly is his list? Again, 3 Planar Cleansings, no Detention Spheres, no Banishing Lights. How did he come to these decisions? That's what we want to sit down and talk to him about.
And look how long this game's been going on for. I mean, both Joshua and Jim have a boatload of mana in play. So this looks like a game where Jim probably revved multiple times.
There are no quick wins for Jim.
No.
It cannot be done.
Joshua trying to figure out some way to get out of this, but it's really hard facing this many lethal attackers and an Aetherling that's now lethal pumping backwards.
Look, that's not the first time anyone's had that look when Aetherling's on the other side of the table. Okay? Now, I know it happened a lot at Pro Tour Dragon's Maze. I got to see it firsthand, but this is not the first time that someone has stared down Aetherling and trying to figure out how to get out of it. And the answer is, you can't. Try as you must, you cannot.
Couple cards.
They are far and few between.
Debtor's Pulpit got some play at that Pro Tour.
It did. And from Adrian Sullivan recently in Standard. It's kind of funny. Nixon actually has an Aetherling of his own in his hand. And he says, I can't fight through this. That is going to do it. Jim Davis is going to win this match over Joshua Nixon. 2 games, 0 blue-white control. Moves on to 6-0.
And not just normal blue-white control. Jim Davis with an entirely different take.
You see the card that was in Nixon's hand right now. I hope you caught it. It was a copy of Unravel the Aether.
Yeah, and we're going to do a quick little look-saloo down Jim's list, and there are 0 targets.
I would love to do a count of how many times this has happened.
Abrupt decays and the whole.
Yeah, I'm ready for you, guy. You and your D-spheres. I am ready for you. What D-spheres? I don't need D-sphere.
Right.
I got Planar Cleansing, man. I got you covered. I don't need help.